Congratulations for joining us. We are so excited to have you. I'm Lauren and this is Tom. And today we're going to talk to you about something we are seriously passionate about, super excited about and cannot wait to share with you. That is Leash Off Game On.
Now we want you to imagine a world where you have such awesome relationship with your dog and such reliable trust and confidence in their behavior off leash that actually the leash is optional. You know, you don't even need to have it. It's just something that you can pop on them should you want to, but actually it's no longer a necessity.
Now here with Absolute Dogs, what we like to think of is our dogs wanting to pay attention to us, our dogs wanting to be with us. There is no pressure in that relationship. It's fun, it's joy, and we play many games to enhance that, which we want to share with you today.
So the concept that we're going to be communicating to your dog is leash off. You know what, it's a game with mum or dad, and that's the way it is. It's not a game with the dog over there. It's not a game with the person over there. It's not a game with the kids playing football over there. It's a game with you. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to share with you 10 games that move you towards this picture.
Now we know that these games will make that dream for you come true. Now the reason we like to think in games is that we know that games are achievable for everybody. They're achievable each and every day. You guys will be able to play them whether you're out and about on a walk, whether you've got 5 minutes break between work, whether you're just, I don't know, you've got to go back and write a few emails. There'll be a little stress relief for you too. You can play games every day, everywhere.
These games bring amazing, crystal clear clarity to your relationship with your dog. They allow you to develop real trust and confidence in your relationship. And most importantly, they are totally fun and completely pressure free. So without further ado, leash off, game on.
Okay, we love the all eyes on me game. Here's the thing, our dogs are making choices all the time. There are so many things that our dogs can be looking at, out and about, in different environments, in different places. We want their eyes to be on us.
It's arguably one of the most important things we teach our dogs, because really that's the starting point to everything. They've got to orient to us, they've got to look at us for us to actually be a team together. So this is the all eyes on me game. It's loads of fun and we're going to show you how right now.
Get it? Nice.
Okay, so this is the all eyes on me game. Now what we're doing is we're placing a bit of food down on the floor, and the moment that our dogs finish eating that food and look back up at us, we're going to be marking them. We're going to say nice or yes, whatever your marker is. You can use a clicker. We prefer to use our voices. We like to use our voices a lot.
Don't you just like to use our voices?
And then you're going to feed when your dog looks up at you, and then repeat for the next repetition. So you can see here that, you know, Blink really loves this game. We're placing the food down on the floor. She finishes eating and her eyes are straight back up. You might find that your dogs take a little bit longer to return up to look at you initially. It's absolutely fine. That's what this game's for. It builds this. This is what you want. And remember that the reason why we need this is because that first step in concentration and focus off lead is actually for them to look at you and be aware that you actually even exist. So we play this at home, we take it out and about, and we just have fun. There's no pressure, there's lots of fun. The only way you get enthusiasm like this is to make it really fun and zero pressure. Good.
Nice. 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 Nice.
Okay, so something that is absolutely fundamental to your dog being reliable off lead is that you can call them back should anything happen. Now this is important for two reasons. Firstly, it allows you to recall your dog, get your dog's attention in situations that maybe present themselves, I don't know, like another dog appears in the distance or a person appears over there and you need to get them back. But also it gives you the confidence. It gives you the confidence to know that should one of those situations present themselves, actually that you can get your dog back, and that therefore you have the confidence to let them off that lead. So we create this by playing a game called I Love My Name Game.
Now with I Love My Name Game, what we want to see is your dog's eyes sparkle when they hear their name. Let's say in everyday use, some of us, we might use our dog's names badly. Poppy, come here now. Poppy, stop doing that. Poppy, don't roll in fox poo. You know what? You might use your dog's name in not such a positive way, in a way that maybe doesn't add value to your dog's bank account for wanting to come back to you and wanting to know you. Like we said, we want to see the dog's eyes sparkle, and the way that we do that is we add a load of value to that name by reinforcing every time your dog hears their name.
So it's called I Love My Name Game, and we are going to show you how. Okay, so the way that this game works is we're going to throw a piece of food out. Your dog's going to go and get it, and what they're going to do is turn back around to look at you for the next piece. Now what we're going to do is say their name just before that happens, and when they turn back around after hearing their name, we're going to reward them for it.
Easy. Yeah, hello. Easy.
So really important aspects here. One is that you've got food that's easy for your dogs to chew, so that you can increase that speed of the repetitions and get lots of repetitions in there. Next thing that's really important is that you only throw one piece of food, so it needs to be a decent size, a piece of food that's easy for your dog to find, so that you're not getting that sniffing around. And the really cool thing with all this training is that you can just use your dog's dinner, and in using your dog's dinner, you are building value in their name rather than building value in the food bowl, which isn't all that useful.
Easy.
Good. And what you see is that you really get that like sparkle in their eyes. You really get that intensity and desire to respond to their name. We set up this relationship where it's a privilege for them to respond to their name rather than a hassle, which it can so easily become if we don't play this game.
Easy.
Yeah, good girl.
Good. Easy. Good. Easy. Good. Good. Okay, so one of our favourite games, Thunder, fun and under, it's going to help you guys out and about, and the reason it's going to help you out and about is because you're going to be playing games. You're going to be playing games in a new environment, in any environment, at home, could be a training venue like today, could be the field, could be out on a walk. The reason we really like it is it incorporates movement, it incorporates reinforcement, and it incorporates proximity. So those three things being really, really important to your dog and you when you're out and about, and you're going to get them off lead.
Okay, so the way that we play Thunder is we need large pieces of food. It's no good kind of throwing tiny pieces of kibble that your dog's not going to find in this environment, but if you're playing this in a field, exactly the same. Big piece of food they can find that you can bowl, and what we're going to do is we're going to bowl the food through our legs, and our dogs are going to follow it through. They're going to go eat that piece of food. We're going to turn around, and as they orient back to us, we're going to say, yes, well done, that was great, and we're going to reward them with throwing another piece of food, okay? Now, if your dog is too big for your legs, then you know what, you can do it from side to side, and the main thing is that they're coming in close to then get the privilege of going away again.
Now here's the thing, when you're playing it, guys, you need to be aware of where each other are, and you need to be aware also, even if you're playing out and about, what other people's dogs are doing, because politely, other people's dogs are going to come in and look at what your dogs are doing because your dogs are having loads of fun with you. So I would be sensible where I play this. It's not fair to go onto a beach, start playing the game and then say, oh, that dog shouldn't have joined me, because that dog's going to want to join you because you're having a lot of fun. So think appropriately about where you play these games. I would build the value in the house or somewhere appropriate, close, smaller space, and then I would take it out and about when it's appropriate. You do need to think mindfully about other dogs and other people. So what you're going to do is you're going to count out maybe just 10 pieces of food. Yeah, so I'd actually would count out specifically the right amount that I'm going to be using, because then you haven't got extra bits in your hand or more than you need. And sometimes it's very easy to have way too many. And then suddenly you get your hands sort of all tangled in your treats and everything else. The other thing is, when you're out there, you probably don't want to do more than 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quite a lot actually in a repetition or in a number, so I wouldn't do so many. The other thing is, where you can, throw it that little bit further, because if you throw it that little bit further, he gets to get a canter on.
I'm panicking,
and I almost
the
want.
further he goes, I'm always going to shoot off.
No, I want the canter. I want the canter. Keep the fun game in there. Yeah, that's it. I want the fun. And then before you finish, as he comes back into you, take his collar, and then we can bring him back over to the crate to go back in his crate. Yeah.
Yep.
Turning around. Nice. A little bit further this time, but a bit further. Yeah, that's better. Good. And he's got 2 there, so hold on a sec. Mark it. Yes. Throw. Good. Turn and mark it. Wait for him to catch it. Mark it. Yes. Throw. Good. Get it. A little bit further on the throw so he gets to get his speed up. Go. Nice. Turning. Yay. Get it. That's better. Nice. And turning away again. Good. Throw. Nice. Waiting for there. Yes. Marking, throw. Good. Marking. Yes. Throw. Good. Quicker on the throwing. She didn't quite locate that one, so I'm going to help her. Freya. Better. Right, now get ready for it. Mark it and throw. Yeah. Good. Lovely. Mark it. Throw. Good. Found it. Good. Mark it. Good. Throw. Lovely. Mark it. Good. Very nice. Mark it. Nice. Good. Mark it. Very good. Good. So it's really important, Linda, when you're about to have a go at that, you count out 10, particularly with her, because you know how easy it is for her to lose that moment of attention. So count out 10, you then won't overdo it. 10 is enough repetitions in one go, so don't overface her. But also, 10's quite a lot of food for a little dog to have, yeah?
Definitely.
Ready, good. Nice, turn around. Ready, 3, 2, 1, good, marking it. As soon as he moves that head, yes. Good boy, lovely. As soon as he turns his head, yes, good lad. Get it. Don't worry that he didn't go through. Keep going. Good. Really nice. 3, 2, 1. Good. Really lovely. 3, 2, 1. Get it. Good boy. Marking it. Yes. Good. Nicely done. That's really nice. Good job. Really good job. Very, very good. Okay, Magic Hand. This is one of our absolute favourite games. I love to use this game when I'm out and about. It really teaches your dog to want to look at you, to want to look up at you, and to find the joy and the fun in your hand. Now, how amazing is that?
Absolutely. It creates that alternative way to interact with your dog really close. And remember that really close is what we want when we're off lead, right?
So with Magic Hand, we're going to have lots of stages, but stage 1 is going to be, can your dog catch? Now we're going to show you with Easy today, and with Easy, she really can't catch right now, and this is going to be the stage that many of your dogs are at. She is beginner at it, she's never done any of it before, she hasn't had any stages of this, and this is where most of you will start. When you start the game, you will progress it, but gradually, don't rush it. This is a journey, it's a game that you're going to have a lot of fun with. The best bit about the game is the dog is going to love your hand. It's not going to need treats. You know what? So many people are worried about how many treats they might need to use. Actually, the hand becomes the conditioned thing the dog loves, and you're going to see exactly how we do that when we demonstrate the games.
Okay, so the way that this all starts is you just start dropping food in front of your dog's nose, and it's a bit about your aim, so you've got to get good at this, and what you're aiming for is the tip of your dog's nose. Now, as you can see, Easy's never caught before, she's not really catching now, she's at the very early stages of it. But we often get asked, like, well, she's dropping the food and the aim is she's got to catch it. What do I do when that happens? Actually, you do nothing. You know, they can get the food from the floor, no problems. But remember that dogs are creatures of efficiency. They want to find the most efficient way to do things. That's how they can inevitably train us sometimes, as they try and seek rewards in their environment. notice that she's starting to try and grab the food and making attempts, and that's because she's seeking the most efficient way to get that food as quickly as possible so that she can get the next piece. So the repetitions are important in this. The reward is that you move on to the next rep quicker. So wherever you are right now, don't punish your dog for not getting it. Don't feel as though your dog just will never do it, because you know what, we've heard that 1,000 times. Every dog can do this. It's just a matter of perseverance.
Ready. Good. That was good. Ready? 2, 1. Yay!
So when they finally get it, they get a party. Okay, so with an experienced dog, this is the way that Magic Hand looks, and you can see the level of focus there, and also that actually there's an element of focus on the activity and less focus on the environment. You can see how this kind of game would be really useful in an environment where there was lots going on, because it takes your dog's head effectively. It's like an invisible head collar for your dog, and also forces them in a way to concentrate on something, and it's the enjoyment of concentrating on that activity in such a simple activity that requires focus in order for it to be successful, for them to catch their need to focus, and most importantly, we've stepped into that framework. And the really exciting thing is that actually this no longer becomes about the food. It becomes about them focusing up, focusing on you. And you don't need food in your hand. You don't need food in your hand for them to want to do this behavior once they become experienced at it. It becomes an upward focused behavior that is so powerful.
Good. Good. Last one. Done.
Okay, so this game is powerful. How many of you have been there where you've unclipped that lead from your dog, and as soon as you unclip it, that's like a trigger for them to just go at a distance, to run away? Now, that's because that's what they've always done, and dogs will continue to do what they have always done. The lead becomes a trigger for go. So this game steps into that, and it changes the way that they think.
And what we love most about this game is it's something you can do all the time, every day, out and about. It's something you're going to be able to rehearse and practice to try and change that emotion of exactly what that lead clip or that lead trigger, as we would like to call it, is going to mean to your dog.
So all you need is either your dog to be on a collar or a harness. We love harnesses, and a double-ended lead or 2 leads. The important thing is that 2 clips are involved. And what you're going to do is you're going to unclip one of the clips. And when you unclip one of the clips, you're going to feed with your other hand, and then you're going to clip it back on. And the reason why we need 2 clips is because you're going to start to play this out and about, and you want to know that your dog isn't going to rehearse that behavior that they've rehearsed time and time again of going once you've unclipped. What you want to do is for the clip to become a trigger of focus. Now you can play around with it. The cool thing is that you can do you can unclip once, you can feed, you can unclip then the second clip as well and feed, and you're really messing with their brains with this, right? You're really messing with that idea that they had, and actually saying, no, we're doing this now, we're doing something different. The way you've always done it isn't the way we're going to continue to do it.
And the best bit about this game is your dog can change pretty much overnight their association with exactly what this lead clip means. As you can see with Eva, whether you take one clip off, whether you take 2 clips off, you know what? She's not going anywhere. Actually, the association is that good things happen when your lead comes off.
The other thing that this game works on is that not only the behaviour is different to what they've always done, but the removing of the lead becomes a trigger of arousal, it becomes a trigger of excitement, it's a trigger of I'm going to run. And this says, no, actually, the leash coming off is a calm event. And you know what we always say, calm dogs are well-behaved dogs because they make good choices. And this is what that game creates with your off-lead behaviour. So what we're going to do is we're going to unclip the first lead. We've still got a lead attached, we're going to feed, and what it does is interrupt that cycle of lead comes off means that I go away from my owner and I kind of go at a distance. We're building the closeness despite the lead coming off, because otherwise it does become that trigger of moving away. So if we pop the lead back on and then we go for another repetition. So that's it, perfect. Lead off and feed, perfect, that is lovely. And what I'd look to do is I'd look to do this with 2 leads all the time. It could be a double-ended lead or 2 leads as in this case. And what little Bilbo's showing is that the focus maintains despite one of the leads coming off. Now it might be that the second lead comes off and the second lead comes off and we feed. Perfect, and then the lead goes back on. Perfect, and then we feed for that as well. Perfect, so what we're developing here is that Bilbo has had experiences in the past of maybe going off lead and going and visiting other dogs, and he's like, I just want to work. And what we're developing is that ability to be off lead and stay near mum, and actually it steps into that cycle of, well, I always do this, and dogs will always do what they've always done. So this game completely goes against that, and we're saying, well, actually, we do this now. Sometimes we don't do that, and in turn, we create better behaviour off lead and more reliability.
Okay, the game that we're going to teach now, Leash Off, Party On, really, really, really important game, because we know that so many people, they let the lead go and your immediate worry is, where are they going to go? I can be completely honest and say to you that both Tom and I, it's almost more alien to put a lead on them than to take the lead off them. So for me, it's quite awkward actually, even just being around here and going, oh, I've got to put the lead on because everyone's on site today, because we like to do that, but at the same time, it's very, very normal for us to have our dogs' leads off quite a lot because there's so many parties off lead. Now, the way we start this game
is we want to communicate the concept. As soon as that lead comes off, you know what, I'm the most fun thing in the environment. So what we do is we unclip the lead, and what you can do if your dog's not yet reliable off lead completely is have the two clip lead again. Unclip a lead, and then whatever is like the best thing that you enjoy with your dog, you're going to play. So that might be jumping around, that might be clapping your hands, that might be wrestling, it might be racing, you might run away, but whatever gets them immediately engaged and happy, whatever their happy behaviour is with you, you're going to play it.
It could be catching you for food, it could be catching you for a toy, it could be basically anything that comes back to involve you. So for some of my dogs, it would certainly be a toy game, and for others of my dogs, it would certainly be a food game. It really does depend on the dog, but the key is the lead comes off, and as soon as that lead comes off, the game starts. So you change the energy, and this is a game where you're going to change the energy. So this would be, for example, I would use this in a maybe more distracting environment, or in an environment where I wasn't so sure of the reliability of the off-lead behaviour.
And what you want is a really stark contrast between being on lead and being off lead. So they're on lead, you unclip it, party happens, and then they go back on lead and it's kind of boring again, and then they go off lead again, okay? Let's get started.
Right, let's have a go. You're going to take him off the lead, party with him, just one, let's go with, party with him. As soon as you go to get him back in again, hold his collar, feed him, and then get the lead and feed him.
Okay.
Ready? Good, running, running, good boy. Nice, feed him, and then again, a little bit of running. It's like a fitness class for you, let's go. Right, now hold his collar on this one, so hold the collar. Good, then clip the other lead on. And then feed him again as soon as you clip the other lead on. So he's got another piece of food for that one. That was done beautifully. Absolutely perfect. Really, really nice. Spot on.
Thank you.
Gold star. Okay, so it's really important that you start with the right arousal. So when you start this, I like the fact she's playing it from this place. So you're going to have her on lead, feed her a few times for being on lead, lead off, go crazy with her, and then put the lead back on and go back to calm time. Is that all right? So remember, so take her off the bed, keep the lead on, feed just for being with you for this. So now just feed a couple of behaviours, so just feeding and just calmly feeding, and another couple of calm feeds. Unclip your lead, and as soon as you unclip it, drop the lead and get crazy playing. And then party on, yay, good, really good. Stay around us, Karen, so back to us, nice, playing, and then come back to your lead. Come back to your lead, keep playing. Keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. So keep your playing going. Now drop your lead again. Good, keep playing. Nice. Good, hold your harness. Hold your harness, toy out the mouth for a second.
Take the toy out.
Toy out the mouth for a second. Play again.
Yay!
Good, hold your harness. Hold your harness. Now back on lead calmly whilst you've got your harness held. So back on lead calmly. Lead on, feeding, just drop your food down. Keep hold of your lead, so pop your lead back in your hands. Keep feeding, another piece of food, another piece of food. Hand down to your harness, unclip your lead, run and party on. Yay! Super girl, really super girl. Very clever, party on, keep the fun happening. This party is awesome, there is like pumping music, really cool party. Good, hold your harness and play, so touch your harness, play. Now let go of your harness, good. Touch the harness and play again, really nice. Touch the harness again, really nice. Let's calm it down again, so harness grab, calm it down, lead back on, piece of food, 2 pieces of food, 3 pieces of food. Just turn this way for us, that's it, nicely done. Feeding, feeding again. And then just take her back to the bed calmly, toy under the arm if you need to. Back to her bed. Come on, girlie. Really nice. Nicely done. Really nice. And back to the bed. Good girlie. So with that one, I think the biggest thing to work on is probably the transitions. So just the bits between, but you could see how hard I was pushing you on your mechanics. So just the transitions between it. The touch in the harness for her is just to stop that dart back that she'd like to have in there. So I would keep building that, the touching of the harness. So I would keep building those, and I don't want the lead to become a punisher. So the lead going back on, I don't want to become punishing. So that's why I would do lead on, play, lead on, feed, so that the lead on doesn't become like a massive punisher for the end of the game. So it is lead off, party on, but then when lead goes back on, I don't want to necessarily make it a punishment. So I might still feed or I might still play again. It's just the off lead is probably the biggest party, but then you know what, the on lead for a dog like her could also be important.
Yeah.
Yeah?
This next game, it builds huge value in your dog being close to you. It's a really cool control position, and you can actually use it as an emergency recall as well. And this game is middle.
Now, the reason that I find middle super valuable is that it teaches your dog fun proximity. What we mean by that is your dog is close to you, but in a really fun way. It's kind of a trick, so it doesn't seem so formal maybe as a recall. And we have many students, and yes, ideally their dogs will come back in every situation, and ideally their dogs will come back off deer and anything that's difficult. However, we're quite aware that these guys are dogs, so they kind of do as they do and they will be as they will be. So what we find is with behaviours like middle, even if sometimes your dog can't recall, we bet your dogs can still do middle. And that's because the way that you teach it, the way that they see it, isn't so formal as maybe a recall.
So the really cool thing is that we've got dogs at various stages of learning for you so that we can show you how each step looks with, say, a completely fresh dog and then a more experienced one. So let's show you.
Okay, so what you can see here with Tom, he's working with a very young dog. He's keeping it super fun, and all we're asking for is a little bit of pushback and a little bit of pressure backwards, and we're asking Easy to come forwards naturally through pressure. So as Tom pushes his hand back into her chest or her collar, as he lets go, her natural sort of reflex really is to come forwards, which means that he naturally is teaching a control position, but in a really fun way, so that she doesn't see this as something that is a bad thing. She sees it as something super fun. As you can see, she starts to get more and more keen to come into position and has lots of fun in the game. Okay, so stage 2. The next stage that Tom's going to play, he's going to place a piece of food behind him, and then as he places the food behind him, the puppy will naturally come forwards, and then he'll be able to reward her. Now, it doesn't matter if you're using this game with a young dog, with an older dog, the learning is still the same. We're talking about a new stage of learning. So Tom drops a piece of food back, and as he drops a piece of food back, Easy naturally will come forward to find the next piece of food. So really, it's just the placement of his reward, which is allowing that behaviour to occur.
Yeah, clever. Hey! Good girl, that's so clever. They're so clever. Good girl. So we've moved outside for the next step, and once you're finding that your dog is coming back into middle after you've thrown a piece of food behind you, the next step is to actually alternate that piece of food. So alternate that location. So thinking about working around the clock, so around your body. For example, I might pop it here. Free. Good girl. And see if they can come back. I might do this side, free. Good girl. And you may notice there that Bet did something very inefficient. You know what, let them figure it out for themselves, that's fine. Free. Good girl. And what I look to do is I feed in position once they found it, free, and then I release them onto it. Now, Bet does have default self-control on food, so that's why I'm using a release word. Your dog might not, don't worry about it for now. Free. And I'm not making it more difficult every time. I'm ping-ponging the difficulty, so this time I might, for example, go free and throw it behind me again. And if you're finding at any point that your dog's struggling, just make those increments, those slight changes even smaller. So if my dog struggles as soon as I throw the food out to say there, you know what, I'm going to start back here and I'm going to work forward each time. So let's try right in front of us. Free. Good. And I want this level of consistency and reliability in the entry to middle before we add that cue. So the next step is to add the cue, and we're going to show you how right now. Okay, so the exciting bit, this is like my favorite bit of any behavior, and that is adding a cue. Now we've set up this kind of framework where they go out, get the food, they automatically come back into middle within the training session. So all we've got to do is add in that cue before we know they're going to come back in. So let's show you. Free. Middle. Nice. And we know she's going to do it because she's been consistently doing it for like the past session. So the past step was all this. Free. Middle. Nice. And I'm just, as soon as she's finishing that piece of food, I'm saying the cue. 3. Middle. Good. And building up from there. This step might take a few sessions. Don't panic. You know, some dogs are better at picking up cues than others. This one actually finds it quite a challenge to pick up cues. She's not that verbally aware. It took her a while to figure out that the things coming out of my mouth actually had any meaning at all. So don't panic if your dog's that way, and just keep working with the framework. Because once you've got this cue, remember, it becomes your emergency recall. It becomes your off-leash default behavior. It's super cool, and it's all possible with middle. Middle. Good. Cool. 3. Middle. Good girl. 3. Middle. Good. Once your dog is clearly, reliably kind of aware that they've got to go into middle, they've heard the cue, they're going into middle, I like to play a little test on them just to check that they're getting it. So I'm going to throw a piece of food out, but there's going to be no food, okay? I'm going to do the action, there's no food there, so they're not going to be able to finish eating it, and therefore me say it. I'm just going to say the cue and see what happens. So 3, middle. Oh, hi. Hello. And that is the moment when you know that you're getting them. That's the moment when you know that you can see their little brains working. And 3, middle. Good. And they're learning the cue. 3, middle. Nice job. Okay, so the final step to make middle kind of the most useful it can be, you're going to be able to use it as your emergency recall. You're going to be able to use it to get your dog close, to reward them on walks. You're going to be able to use it to build value in you. But the other cool thing is it teaches your dog an alternative behavior when that leash comes off. So let me just give you a quick example. I let Bet off, middle. She's staying with me, she's not in the next field. I can then send her away to mooch. 3. Oh, she doesn't want to mooch, she wants to be with me. That wasn't meant to happen, but you know what? That is how powerful middle is. Okay, go. Papa, middle. Good. Okay, go. Papa, middle. Okay, so now that your dog knows middle, you can start to play this really fun game, and it builds massive value for middle, and it kind of becomes your middle recall, okay? And the way that we play this is we invite our dogs to do middle, we then bowl them away with a piece of food. Now, I'm going to be placing the food so that Lava can find it quickly to increase the kind of speed up the transitions. And what you're then going to do is run away and recall them back into middle. So, first things first, this is a game that's best played off lead. I'm then going to place the piece of food away and invite her back into middle. And she can't find the piece of food, despite me making middle. Hi. She's like, I don't need the piece of food. And then straight away, I'm going to reward there. Middle. Hey. And what I tried to do is make it a bit more exciting. Middle. Hi. Middle. And what you get is a dog that really wants to get to middle. You add that kind of scarcity to middle. He's running away. He's running away. 3. Middle. Hi. She's like, I don't want the food. I don't want the food. Middle. Hi. And what you see is that 1, your dog starts to choose you over the environment. 2, it becomes your recall. 3, middle. It allows you to proof your middle and add intensity to it. And it's a great way of your dog earning their dinner. So have a go at the middle bowling game. Use big food and preferably play it in an environment where your dog can find it easily. 3, middle. And build a dog that just loves to be in middle.
Okay, the Catch Me If You Can game. Really, really, really fun. Like we were saying, I play this a lot out and about, around the yard. I play this when I'm in real life situations. I also play it when I've got no food or no toys on me. So I can sometimes play it when I'm out of reinforcement and I come out and I'm not as prepared as I should be. We are all human. Yeah, so we do sometimes come out without our training bags or without our food, or for whatever reason, I don't know, we just haven't got the right things on us. Or we might need something that's really fast, really fun. I don't know, there's a deer in the distance or there's a dog in the distance and I wasn't expecting it. The Catch Me If You Can game is up your sleeve and it's ready.
Absolutely. So it incorporates variety into our training of off-leash reliability, but also it kind of moves us towards that world where our dogs see it as a privilege to be with us rather than as a bit of a necessity that they've got to do. So the way that we play this game is we have some kind of natural barrier, natural obstacle. Now these aren't quite so natural for the purposes of filming, but you know what? This could be a tree. This could be a pond. This could be a fenced area. It could be a bench. It could be a picnic bench. Whatever.
For here at our yard, it would just be a wall.
Yeah.
So it might be, you know, when you go through the archway, it might be just a game through the archway.
Yeah. And what we're going to do is we are going to let our dogs off lead, and we're going to start running, and we're going to start sprinting around, and you know what, our dogs are going to catch us pretty quickly.
Did you see how much
fast.
they all smiled? Sprinting. Everyone loved the sprinting.
We're going to sprint, that's what we're going to do.
You love the sprinting.
The moment that your dog catches you, you can reward them. You can reward them with food, you can reward them with toy. If you've not got any rewards on you and you're out on a walk, then you know what, the game itself is a reward. You can incorporate this into your recall, so you can recall them and then set up this game, or you can just do it as soon as you let them off lead and really feed into that Leash Off Game On concept.
Here's the thing, there's a couple of common struggles with this game, so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you them straight away so that you guys don't have to struggle. One of them would be, as you're running, sometimes your dog will get very, very excited and might want to jump up or might want to nip. Catch them before they get that excited by either dropping food, dropping a toy, or getting on the ground and telling them how brilliant they are. What I don't do is I don't let them get to the point where they want to jump up and bite me, unless your games are appropriate and they can rough and tumble with you a bit more. Like I was saying to you guys, for my dogs, it may be appropriate or not. Everyone has their own rules. I know that certainly with the 5-year-old in our household, it's not appropriate they jump up and nip. So you've got to put in your own rules to the game. They will get excited. The key is, at what point are you going to sort of interrupt that? And what we do is we're going to drop food in early, or we're going to drop a toy in early. Is that all right, guys?
Super, let's have a go.
Now get running, wait for it, let him see you, now let him see you, and as he sees you, run. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, now up this way, go, 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 let him catch you, yeah, give him his toy, give him his toy, give him his toy, that was lovely. Wait for him to see, go, run, he knows the game now, run, go, faster, he's gonna take you down, get it, let him play. So yeah, we weren't fast that time. One last one. Run! Go! Toy! Yay! That's better. That's better. Good boy. Do you see how quick they start to think though? Right. Let him see you. Wait there. Let him see you. Now run!
Run.
Yay! Get it, Bilbo. What's his buddy?
Go, Bilbo.
Yeah, good. Now run. Keep running. Run away. Don't grab at him. Good. Run to me. Now turn away again. Good. Now run back to me. Good. Now turn away again. Go back the other way. Don't grab at his collar. Don't grab at him either. Good boy. You're super. Grab a toy and run. Grab it and run.
Good boy.
Really nice. Now hold the collar calmly. Super lad. And then back on his lead for a second. And then feed again for me. Round two. So we're going to let him see this food go in this direction. Ready, buddy? And as he sees it, he's going to be faster this time, but also don't go until you see him coming at you. So as soon as you see him coming at you, throw it away. Nice, wait for it. Now run. Toy. Good, really love. To me, that's it, good boy. Keep moving to me. Good, lovely. Keep the playing, really nice. Now hold your collar, That's all right, he's just that's it, now play again for me. Keep the energy up, energy up, energy up. Good, keep the energy, don't grab at him yet. Good, super, keep the energy. He's like, no, that pocket means she's gonna feed me. So, and don't worry about that, that's just that you've got to try to work through that transition. So what happens at the moment is when you put your hand in your pocket, that game stops. What you've got to try and do is put your hand in your pocket, play again, put your hand in your pocket, play again, and then hold his collar, then put your hand in the pocket.
Yeah.
The hand in the pocket has become a stop cue, accidentally. Let him see it go, unclip the lead, let him go and get it, but be ready with that toy to get it. Right now, unclip the lead for him, unclip the lead. Run around that barrel, let him see you. Run,
Go,
get the toy, get it, yeah. Good boy, Jeff says he's coming.
Oh no, Jeff wants to
Good
go.
boy, that was super. So you're not going to get long on that game. Good lad, right, let's play that again. So don't put him on lead yet. So literally just throw your piece of food out and then run out and let him, can you cope with running with this in your hand?
Yes.
Because I think that's going to be a good toy for you right now.
Okay.
Ready? So just wrap this bit up in your hand so that you can drop it almost as soon as he's going to go out and get this piece of food.
Right.
Let him see it go. Nice. Now move over that way, not too fast. Start getting closer to it. The other way now, the other way. Run, 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 go, go. Get the toy, get it. Good boy. And let him chase it. Slower, slower. Good. That's better. Good boy. Now let him parade with it a bit. So he gets to parade and he gets to party.
Good
Wait for the
boy.
leg to untangle. That's it. So let me just steal it from you for 2 seconds. So as he's going around on this one, let him he puts his feet on it, try and keep him moving and try and get him to the point where he almost parades with it. So his tail like that. So he's exactly on cue. So he gets that sort of uppity like trotting. Good boy. Good boy, you're so clever. Good lad, that was clever. That was super clever, really nice. And then when he's at that stage, I can kind of bring this one in and hold that one, get it, without that becoming too punishing for him. That's how I'd get him to let me hold his harness and things. Yeah, now he can have his lead back on. Good. And as soon as you put that lead on, keep the lead on for me, get it, good. So I'd play more like that with him. Absolutely. Yeah. So that stays fun for him. So good boy. Such a super lad. Wangers, we love them. We couldn't get enough of them. Now, come on, show us your Wanger.
Should we show? This is the Wanger.
Now, the thing with a Wanger is, Tom, apologise about this.
No, I'm sorry. Many of you may have a Wanger at home. It's probably much bigger than this one.
However, today we're going to show you this chuck it thrower. And this chuck it thrower, loads of you guys will use this to launch balls, seriously, away from your dogs. Like away. It's like you're throwing, you load it, and you throw all of the value into the distance.
Now, then let's think about where that value sits in their world. And all of the games that we show you are to bring that value closer to us or to incorporate us in their world and their fun somehow. So we have a little game that changes this kind of distance value thrower to something that provides more focus on us and is much, much closer.
So the way the game goes is that we teach our dogs when this one's here to look upwards and then to have the food straight out of the Wanger. So rather than use this one to throw value away, let's use it to regain focus and regain attention and regain proximity in our dogs. Now, as you're seeing with Eva, she's currently on a lead here, but actually, just like we show you guys, the lead is really fairly irrelevant. Actually, all we're looking for is her to upward focus and then to give her that food. She doesn't really need to move or anything at this stage. What are we looking for, Tom?
We are just looking for that upward focus without the bouncing or nagging, because we want it to be kind of a controlled focus, an intense controlled focus. And the cool thing is that, again, we're creating an event, we're creating an activity, we're creating a game that we can employ to activate our dogs on walks when they're off lead, that involves us and is actually a really great competition for all the other things that are going on in their world.
Now, how cool is that? We are activating an event here. So this is going to become an event in your dog's life. Rather than when you get out and about, your dog creates their own events, we are creating events, creating action, creating energy, and creating relationship with our dogs through things that had previously been used to throw value away. Now we're giving value to our dogs, and we're going to show you just how that is taken into action as you see it progress to movement, as you see it progress to really pacing out with our dogs and being able to have fun and have a great energy game whilst you're out and about in different environments, whether that be a training environment or whether that be actually in your home environment, on a walking environment, on the beach, in the park, in the woods. This really could be taken out and about everywhere.
So to recap, this game is powerful. It builds massive value in us. It builds that fun activity that we can employ with our dogs when they are off lead so that they're not maybe entertaining themselves doing other things. It's controlled focus, so it's not nagging focus, it's I am concentrating and I am focused. And finally, it's a huge arousal balancer. For those of you that have dogs that maybe get overexcited on walks in the presence of distractions with other things going on and you just can't get them to concentrate, this builds that arousal balance that we so need.
Now we love the next game. It's the whip game. Now, here's the thing with the whip game. We teach so much fun, so much value in the activity with us. I own Border Collies, I own working Cocker Spaniels, Tom owns Poodles and Border Collies. They love to do things that aren't necessarily immediately close to you. Easy here, she would love to go herding sheep. But the thing is, it's not appropriate that she's that far away from me. Now, with the whip game, what we can do is we can have that activity close to us. You know what, these guys, they have a lot of energy, they do naughty things. The thing is, when you're playing these games, you give them an outlet for some of their naughty energy, and you give yourselves a lot of fun and value being close to you.
Our dogs are really good at finding really high value, exciting activities as soon as that lead is unclipped, right? So that could be racing other dogs, it could be going and greeting people, herding sheep, whatever it may be. If we create a really high value, exciting activity that we can play with them when we take them off the lead, all of a sudden we become the fun, the activity becomes the fun, and it's way more appropriate than the things that they could be getting up to.
And here's the thing, the sheep, the deer, all of the things that your dogs see in their world right now, they just fade away as the dog starts to enjoy the activity that is close to you.
So all you need for this is a horse lunge whip and a toy attachment. You can make it yourself, or you can get it from Tug Enough. And you know what? You don't need a lot of space for this. All you do is you've got a small space, you need a small whip, right? So we're going to show you how to do this. It's super fun, and we're going to show you right now.
Okay, so here we are. We have our whip, we have our whip attachment. Simply a great piece of Tug Enough toy and our whip attached together to make a supercharged, super valuable toy. The benefits are, you know what, your dog can't really go any further than that length away from you. The game is close, the game is fun, it's high action, great for intensity. You know what, she's a young dog, so we've got to play it carefully, but at the same time you can play this with any age dog as long as they're physically healthy and you play it safely. We're going to give you a little demo here with Easy, and we're going to give you some of the maybe things that we might have to sort of tweak and change for each dog. We'll show you Easy and a couple of other bits that might give you a hand to see what you could do with your own dog.
Super, so.
Going to give you that one.
First
Switch
things
this one.
first.
Get it!
First things first, a lot of dogs, they absolutely love the whip quite naturally. That is it's like a drug to them. But don't be alarmed if your dog maybe doesn't naturally find the whip exciting. Every dog that we've trained has found the joy in the whip. And the reason why we develop it, as we've said, is because actually we need to develop things that can counteract, that can compete with the environment. So the way that we play the whip it game is we look to animate that whip, just as maybe those squirrels might animate themselves that your dog naturally chases in the environments that they're off lead. Or equally, the way that a rabbit might behave, they might switch direction, they might change direction suddenly. And in doing that, you see that your dog gets more and more animated and more interested in the whip itself. What you just saw Lauren do there really nicely is if they get a soft mouth on the whip, if they kind of let it just fall out of their mouth, you know what, that rabbit, that squirrel, it gets away. They get away, they lose their dinner, and they learn not to do that next time. They learn not to lose interest in the whip. So already we can see that the concepts that we teach in the whip game actually transfer to reality. We don't want them to lose concentration in us either, and we can create this with the whip it game. Now the other thing that you see is that Easy quite likes to stalk the whip, and that's because she's quite new to this game, and that's not something that we want to be a massive part of this. We want it to be about movement, we want it to be about joy, we want it to be about fun and intensity and speed. So what do we do in those situations? And if your dog does it at home, we get them moving. At all costs, we get them moving. We don't leave them in stalk for long. So whether that means you kind of do a little jog away, whether that means you animate the toy more, whether that means you just change the picture, whatever it may be, to get them moving. Now, the other thing to watch for, and the thing that we really like to see, and the thing that maybe isn't in a lot of training sometimes, is actually letting them have it and letting them enjoy the win. So when Easy wins it, if she wants to parade around with it, she can parade around with it. We want to involve ourselves in the game. We don't want to storm in there and try and take it off her. We want this to be a fun game that we share together, zero pressure.
3, 2, 1, get it!
Now 3 tips for if your dog doesn't naturally have a desire to chase the whip initially. First things first, keep sessions really short. Keep them short, don't ask for much. Make that whip a really special event. Get the whip out, attach the toy, get them really excited, be like, I've got something really special here. Put it down on the ground, animate it, 10 seconds, and then you pick it up again. What you're not hoping for is a really long session the first session. The other thing that is so crucial to getting dogs interested in it is that you play at their times of day. You know, every dog has that time of day where they get like the zoomies, they get really proud of themselves, they want to do crazy things. These are the times of day we can be playing with our dogs. This is the time of day that I would look to introduce the whip, and the way that we introduce the whip with our young dogs. The final tip is to incorporate an element of restraint, an element of holding back of the dog when you initially introduce it. So you could have a friend, a family member, hold your dog by a harness or just gently on their chest, get them really excited about that whip ahead of them, and then let go so that they can run for that whip. It's all about building it as something really special, and scarcity and seemingly not being allowed something makes it a super special thing.
So there you have it, Leash Off, Game On, games for you guys to play each and every day so that you will become that enviable team that you watch out and about in the distance where the dog is just seemingly attached to their owner at the hip. You guys are going to be that team.
We want these games to become your tools that you use in day-to-day life. Remember, we're 24/7 dog training all the time. Our dogs are always learning. So see these tools as opportunities to continue to communicate that concept, bring that concept home to them, that, you know, when that leash comes off, it's you that's the funnest thing.
This is not going to stop here. This is an ongoing relationship. The relationship doesn't end today. This is something you're going to be able to take out and about with you. Every walk, every show, whatever you guys do, beach, woods, whatever you do on your day-to-day, you'll be able to take these games to empower and supercharge your relationship through the roof. Your dog is going to want to stay with you.
Before we go, we want to share one last piece of advice, and that is that this learning becomes a whole lot more powerful, a whole lot easier, a whole lot more transformational when you include family and friends, when you share your journey, when you film a video of your dog and share it with friends or post it on Facebook. That's really powerful. One, because it makes you accountable for these things. You actually do the games, but also there's so much support around you. There's so much support there to be had.
And here's the thing, every time you share that information, it shows how much you care. And we know as much as anybody that these struggles, you know what, many people struggle. You are not alone. You are together in this, the community, family, friends. Make sure that the learning goes far and wide.
So go have fun.
Leash off, game on.